Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick with the Notorious Fantasy, back at today with another fantasy football video. In today's video, I got you guys the Week 17 wide receiver start or sit decision. Now, before I get the video, I'd like to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everyone out there. I hope you guys have a wonderful week and a great time with your guys' family. Week 17 wide receiver start or sit decision. Before I get into that as well, I'd like to give you guys a word from my friends and my sponsor over at Overlay DFS. OverlayDFS.com is my favorite way to play daily fantasy sports. Now, obviously, you guys are fantasy football guys. You love the NFL, but Overlay DFS also offers NBA games. I've been getting more recently into NBA for when the NFL season ends, and my sorrows of playing fantasy football are there. I love fantasy basketball as well on OverlayDFS.com, but we're going to talk about football here because this is a fantasy football channel. Now, there is a couple of game modes you can play on this website, but my favorite game is the progressive game. This week, the main progressive game is $22 entry, and the top 10% win 9 times your buy-in, which is $180. But if you hit the beautiful 12-0, you can win over $11,000, and it's going to continue to rise all the way until kickoff. It could be well over that by the time Sunday begins. So let's go into it, and let me show you guys how this works. It is very simple. You make 12 picks plus 3 alternate picks in case any injuries type or something like that has to happen, where that some games get voided. Now, right here, it's very, very simple. It is just one player versus another. Who scores more fantasy points? Anyone could do it. Even someone like me can. It's pretty easy. Drew Brees versus Ryan Tannehill. Dak Prescott versus Carson Wentz. Baker Mayfield versus Sam Darnold. Who scores many or more fantasy points? And there are many, many more options. So make sure you guys check out OverlayDFS.com. Link down below in the description. And we are back. Make sure to check out OverlayDFS.com, link down below in the description. Let's get right into the video. Week 17 wide receiver, start or sit decisions. Now, obviously, Week 17, there are going to be some players that are being benched, some players that are being taken out of these games. So you have to take that into account. Obviously, right now, we are not 100% sure which players will be starting, which players will be sitting. So obviously, in the link down below in the description, I will make sure to put down there in the comments what if some guys are inactive. I'll fucking tell you. And make sure to subscribe so that you guys are there all week for the rankings, because obviously if there's a guy that I say is going to be a good start and then his ass is sitting on the bench, then you can check the rankings for that. First game here is the Packers at the Detroit Lions. I'll be starting up Davante Adams and Kenny Golladay in this game. I would think that the Packers are going to be playing full on to win this game, because as the playoff picture works right now, they could secure the number 1 seed, which would obviously be beneficial to that team. So they should obviously be playing their best players. Davante Adams is their best fucking player. I love Davante Adams in this matchup. The Detroit Lions defense is not that good. Davante Adams should be able to put up a quick and easy good game in this game. Kenny Golladay as well. I also like David Blau. There is some incentive. Some New Orleans Saints fans said he'd buy him a car if they beat the goddamn Packers. So allegedly, you know, David Blau might be throwing some goddamn dimes in this game. So I like Kenny Golladay in this game, but I am a bit worried because the Packers defense looked pretty fucking fire last week on Monday night. I'm going to be sitting down Danny Amendola, Alan Lazard, Geronimo Allison. I do not trust any of those motherfuckers. Next game here, we got the Jets at the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to be starting up Cole Beasley in this matchup. Now, I realize that Josh Allen and all these motherfuckers may end up getting sat. Cole Beasley, John Brown may be sitting down on the pine, but I think with the backup type of quarterback, Cole Beasley may actually work well in that game. He's going to be trying to dump off the ball to Cole Beasley. I think that Cole Beasley could have a good game in this game, and that's why I like him if Josh Allen only plays half the game, or if Josh Allen does not end up playing at all. I'm not going to trust any of these Jets wide receivers, Robbie Anderson or Jamison Crowder. Every week it seems like a different thing. One week it'll be Robbie Anderson blowing the asshole off of a team. Then the next week Jamison Crowder is busting them cheeks, and then another week it'll be some other motherfucker. So I just do not trust either of those guys, and I don't really trust John Brown either. Next game here, we got the Dolphins at the New England Patriots. I'm going to be starting up Devontae Parker in this game, as long as Ryan Fitzmagic is the one at the helm at the quarterback position for the Miami Dolphins. I believe that Devontae Parker will put up yet another big game. Devontae Parker has been on a killing spree. He has been skull fucking defenses for the last couple of weeks. I believe he has yet another big game this week in Foxborough. I'm going to be starting Julian Edelman as well. Now, last week, Julian Edelman got a bit banged up. It was like, what is happening? But he still ended up fucking performing. He played up a pretty okay game, and I think he does the exact same thing this week up against the Dolphins. The Patriots need to win this game to make sure that they could secure themselves a great spot for the playoffs and potentially move up even higher so that they can have a potential home field advantage. I'll be sitting down Albert Wilson and Mohamed Sanu in this game. Albert Wilson, I don't really trust any of these other Dolphins wide receivers, and the other Patriots wide receivers are fucking terrible. Mohamed Sanu and friends, you just cannot trust a single thing those motherfuckers do. Tom Brady doesn't like throwing the ball to them. He throws the ball to them, they drop it. Unless he's throwing the ball to Julian Edelman or James White, you better believe that motherfucker's probably going to end up dropping the ball. Brady's going to get pissed. And that's just what's going to happen. So I don't trust any of those wide receivers. Next game here, we got the Bears at the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I'm going to be starting up Allen Robinson in this game. Now, Allen Robinson had a pretty okay game last week in a very, very bad matchup. The Chiefs absolutely bent the fucking Bears over and just fucked them to death. They murdered them. And this week, the same thing may happen. The Vikings defense is good, but they did get a bit banged up in that game last week. It seems like every other play, there's a guy going down on defense. And I think if the defense is banged up, Allen Robinson would be able to have a big game this week. He is very safe, even though the fact is that Mr. Kissin Titties Trubisky just ain't that good. Stephon Diggs I like as well in this game. Stephon Diggs put up a big game last week, or an okay game last week, a good game, that is, against the Green Bay Packers. I believe he puts up yet another big game this week. I'm going to be sitting down Adam Thielen. I just do not trust him yet. Last week, he had a touchdown that should have been scored. They called that shit back. The refs threw a flag. Illegal touchdown for Adam Thielen. He can't be doing that. They call it back. That's just always what happens with some of these guys. And Adam Thielen, I'm just going to sit him down. I really do not trust him. I'm going to be sitting down Anthony Miller as well. Anthony Miller, I believed in last week. I thought he would be fucking great. And you know what he did? He took his fist and shoved it straight up your fucking ass. He did so bad. I don't believe in him this week up against the Vikings, a defense that, like I said, is actually going to be pretty fucking good as long as they are not super banged up. Next game here, we got the Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. I like 3 wide receivers in this game. Keenan Allen has been playing quite well the last couple of weeks. This Chiefs defense isn't all that hot, and I believe that Keenan Allen puts up yet another big game. Mr. 12 Kids loves throwing Keenan Allen the ball. I know last week Michael Williams didn't play as great. He put up 2 15-plus point performances back-to-back. Michael Jordan, 96-97. The previous 2 weeks, besides last week, and last week he did not really do all that hot, but this week he gets the Kansas City Chiefs. I think he has a bounce-back game. Tyreek Hill to me is a start because he's a must-start every single week. The Chiefs should be playing their best offense. They are trying to get a good slot in that playoffs. They need to win this game, and I think that Tyreek Hill puts up a big spot in this performance, even if it gets a Chargers defense that does look a bit better than earlier in the season because they were actually a lot of banged up during the regular season. The next game here, we got the Browns at the Cincinnati Bengals, and I'm going to be starting up Jarvis Juice Landry in this game. I do not trust Odell Beckham Jr. You know what Odell did last week? Ugats! You know what Jarvis Landry did last week? Ugats! They both played fucking terrible. But in this game, they get the Bengals, and Jarvis Landry is going to bless upon you a good game yet again. Odell Beckham can sit in the fucking garbage. Fuck you, Odell Beckham Jr., you dumb piece of shit. No one likes you. You ruined everyone's first-round pick. You just are a pussy. No one likes you, you baby back bitch. Everyone knows that. That's how I feel about Odell Beckham. I'm sorry if that was vulgar, but fuck Odell Beckham Jr. Sit him down on the bench. Go fucking punch one of those nets again, you crybaby piece of shit. Okay, I'm going to be starting up Tyler. Yeah, Boyd in this game. Tyler Boyd has been balling out of control. Last week, he shoved his cock 30 inches into that Dolphins defense and broke it. It fucking went in the ass, out the helmet. He fucked them up that good. But the Dolphins ended up winning, baby. Go Dolphins, even though I kind of wanted them to lose. It would have been funny if the fucking Bengals lost and they lost out on Joe Burrow. But with that said, I love Tyler Boyd in this game. I like him way more than Jarvis Landry. Next game here, we got the Saints at the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to be starting up Michael Thomas. Now, that's fucking obvious, okay? That's very clear. Michael Thomas is the number 1 wide receiver on the week. Michael Thomas is the best wide receiver for fantasy football in the NFL. He catches so many balls that it's unreal. He is going to put up a huge spot against the Panthers. Now, my only worry about Michael Thomas is he just gives them the dirty dick in the first fucking half of the game, and then they set him down in the second half. But even with that said, if he pipes them down like I believe he will, he may have 30 points before the first half comes to an end. I'm going to be starting up DJ Moore as well if he plays. Last week he got banged up. Obviously, you guys who are here are Week 17 championship players. Obviously, your game last week, you somehow made it through DJ Moore's injury if you had him. DJ Moore fucked a lot of people in the ass last week, but I think he comes back this week and plays against the Saints. If he plays, you play him. If not, you let him ride the pine. I'm going to be sitting down Curtis Samuel as well. I do not trust Will Grier enough to throw out Curtis Samuel, the second best wide receiver on that team. Next game here, we got the Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We got Famous Jameis versus Matty Ice, and we're going to eat a W with 3 wideouts in this game. Julio Jones is a must start for me. He's a must start every single week. Julio Jones he just balls out every single fucking game. You know Matty Ice loves throwing the ball his way, so you just start him. Brashad Perryman, great start last week. The fucking Winston looked terrible. That offense did not look all that hot. Perryman, Watson both missed catches that could be touchdowns because Winston either overthrew him or Justin Watson's case, he got a bit worried. He staggered. He shit the bed and didn't do anything, but it's okay. Because both those guys put up good games last week. Obviously, Perryman with the better game. Watson still put up a good game. I like both of them this week to have great games. Again, this Falcons defense is not good at stopping the pass. Next game here, we got the Colts at the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm sitting down every single wide receiver in this game. Yep, you heard that here correctly. Folks, T.Y. Hilton, sorry motherfucker, sit on the bench. DJ Chark, don't trust you. Chris Connolly, don't trust you when DJ Chark is here. D.D. Westbrook, don't trust you when DJ Chark is here. Sit them all down. Knock one time if you're with me. I do not trust any of them. T.Y., you cannot trust. DJ Chark just hasn't looked all that good. He's clearly banged up. Chris Connolly, fuck it. Like, you can't play him unless Chark is out. D.D. Westbrook, you can't play him unless Chark is out either. Next game here, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Giants. And if you guys have enjoyed the video thus far, please make sure to click that subscribe button down below. Now, I'm going to be starting up Greg Ward in this game. Greg Ward had yet another good game last week. I think he has another big game in this spot up against the New York Giants. He's literally the only fucking wide receiver that is healthy on this Philadelphia Eagles team. I believe that Greg Ward puts up a big spot in this game, especially if Zach Ertz is limited in this game. I'll be sitting down all of the Giants wide receivers, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, Gold Tate. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Nick, Danny Dimes threw 5 touchdowns this week. Or last week. You hate the Giants. You hate the Giants, Nick. I know you do. You're a fucking loser. You hate the Giants. You'll get them wrong. Because you want to know what? All 3 of these motherfuckers could score a touchdown. I don't know which one it's going to be. I'm sitting them all down. I do not trust any of these guys in my championship game if I was playing the championship this week. Cardinals at Rams is the next game on the slate. And I'm starting up 2 wideouts in this game. Now, the Rams have been eliminated from the playoffs. They got their ass smacked up last week, and they lost. They took that L, and they're not going to be making it to the playoffs this year. Sean McVay, coach as well. Jared Goff is a fucking bum. But I like Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp in this game. Nevertheless, this Arizona Cardinals defense is non-existent. This defense is god-awful. This defense is putrid. This defense is so many words that are negative towards a defense. They're so bad. Robert Woods should easily fuck them up. Cooper Kupp should easily fuck them up. I like them both in this game. I'm going to sit down Christian Kirk and Larry Fitz. I do not trust either of those guys. I trusted Christian Kirk last week. You know what he did? He did terrible. He shit the bed. He fucking touched you in your no-no square. Larry Fitzgerald, just can't trust him. Brandon Cooks, just can't trust him either. He could actually score in this game. I wouldn't even be surprised, but I would not trust Brandon Cooks. He's the odd man out of the big 3 in LA. Next game here, we got the Steelers at the Ravens. I'm sitting down just about everyone in this game, and just about everyone means every single wide receiver. Juju Smith-Schuster, don't trust you. Get out of there. You know what you did last week? Nothing. I told you guys that he would do gots. He would do shit. He didn't do anything. Throw him out there. James Washington, don't trust you. Throw you out there. Deontay Johnson, I actually trust you, but you're playing against the Ravens, so I would probably sit your ass down. If I was to play anyone, it would be Mr. DJ. Hollywood Brown, don't fucking play. RG3 is playing at the helm. I do not trust you. And the Steelers defense is no joke. Next game here, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Houston Texans. And I'm starting up A.J. Brown in this game. This game is a must-win for the Titans if they want to hop into the playoffs. This is a must-win game for the Texans as well. I'm going to be starting up A.J. Brown in this game. Him and Tannehill have a love affair like Sam Darnold and Mono, like Mitch Trubisky and Kissin' Titties. They are just made for each other, and I believe that A.J. Brown puts up yet another big spot up against this Houston Texans defense that last week, while looked pretty good against Jameis Winston, I think Ryan Tannehill gets loose on them. I'm going to be starting up D-Hop as well. Obviously, DeAndre Hopkins is a must-start every week. I know last week he pooped the bed. He played terrible. I know if you played D-Hop last week, you may not even be here in the spot, but I believe he is a big bounce-back game this week up against the Tennessee Titans. I'm sitting down Kenny Stills as well as Corey fucking Davis, the worst wide receiver in the NFL. I'm going to be starting up the Oakland Raiders at the Denver Broncos here. I'm not starting up the whole Oakland Raiders team. I'm actually sitting down both Oakland Raiders wide receivers in this game. I do not trust T. Willie or Hunter Renfrow. Either of these guys could have a big game, but I'm not going to trust either of them if I'm being completely honest with you. I think Horsecock Lock just takes the Raiders and fucks them to death, and I really just don't think that Tyrell Williams or Hunter Renfrow does much up against a Broncos defense that actually is not all that bad. I love Cortland Sutton in this game. Him and Drew Horsecock Lock have a great connection as well. I just love his upside. This Raiders defense is atrocious. I really believe that Cortland Sutton could have yet another magical week this week. Next game here, we got the Washington Redskins at the Dallas Cowboys. I'm starting up scary Terry McLaurin in this game. This Cowboys defense looked terrible up against Carson Wentz last week, and Dwayne Haskins looked unstoppable against the Giants, even though they lost. I think Terry McLaurin puts up a huge spot in this game. I believe you throw him in your lineup. He is a risk because this Redskins team could end up just being fucking awful and showing up like in pieces. This fucking offensive line, the offensive line looks like this, right? And the second the ball is snapped, it goes like this. It cracks, and the fucking defense just pours on in to hit Dwayne Haskins repeatedly in the back of the head like their name was Myles Garrett and Mason Rudolph. I am going to be starting up Terry McLaurin in this game, though. I'm going to try to believe in it. I wouldn't be surprised if he shit the bed, but I would play him. Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, just fucking play him. I mean, the Cowboys must win this game, and they need to get both of these guys involved. And on to the final game here, the Monday night special between the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to be starting up Tyler Lockett in this game, but last week he shit the bed, so he is the next to his name, and that's the because I'm not sure what to do. If it was me playing the Super Bowl, I'd bench him. If it was me, I'd bench him. But he has such high upside that I think you just have to play him and pray to the fantasy Lord. You say, Fantasy Lord, please let Tyler Lockett have a good game. I'm going to be starting up DK Metcalf as well. Should be okay in this game. Emmanuel Sanders, Deebo Samuel, both solid starts in this game as well. Obviously, I like Emmanuel Sanders more, but Deebo Samuels is no joke. Or Deebo Samuel, not Deebo Samuels. Thank you guys all for watching this video. If you did end up enjoying, please make sure to click that subscribe button down below. I love each and every single one of you motherfuckers. Make sure to have a great Christmas, a great rest of your holidays. I love you all so much. Make sure to check out overlaydfs.com. Link down below in the description. Thank you guys for the greatest year of my life, honestly. Making these videos has been amazing for me. I hope that it continues to find success next year. I would really love for this to become my job in the future. So if you guys made it this far, please click that like button. Please click the subscribe button. Please make sure to tell your friends as well. It would really mean a lot. I love you all. Have a great rest of your day. Merry fucking Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy whatever the other holidays are called. Happy Kwanzaa. I love you all. Goodbye.